All right, welcome back. Another episode of the SuperCoach podcast, Rough Rig SuperCoach.
Yep.
We're exciting.
Yep.
Exciting times. Round one, Vegas was exciting.
Round zero done.
But this is the actual round one.
Yep.
There's cheapies in that we weren't expecting.
Yep.
It's chaos. It's
There's
carnage.
actually a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. A lot of unexpected problems.
There's a lot of Cowboys that I'm shocked by.
Yeah. There's a few teams. South have got some surprises they've thrown up. Parramatta have done the old switcheroo with a few. Yeah. So let's get into it, because there's plenty to talk about. We might be a bit longer this episode, potentially. Maybe not. We'll see. See how we go.
Shorter. Who knows?
But we'll go through basically all the team lists, what players are good, what players are not worth worrying about pretty much.
Not good, but just stay away.
Just stay away.
Be cautious. Luke Metcalf.
Don't look at him.
Luke Metcalf.
Well, let's touch on, because we've obviously
Let's go through the rounds
it's that split. It's that split round. So like half the rounds kind of happened. So Horsburgh, he did really well. Played the first 40 minutes straight.
He wrecked.
Then played a couple more minutes after that, and that was it. And that was it. But he did well. Got 50 something.
Thanks, Warriors. Couldn't you put a bit more?
Metcalf, he's the problem child, isn't he? He's
12.
Didn't do too well. 12
6
points.
to 12, I think.
Yeah. Updated. He was
found
on
points somewhere.
So good on him. Keep finding more. He might be on 20 by the end of the week.
I'm glad I didn't listen to that yarn.
Well, I was pretty keen on him. I just liked that he was goal kicking. He was going to be the dominant half, but he just didn't look good, did
Hopefully the Warriors just had a bad outing. Let's just really hope it was just a real
I'm not too concerned. Like, he's shown enough in the trials for me to give him another chance.
Yeah.
Give him next week.
It's week 0.
Don't. Yeah, exactly.
I've only taken the piss.
Round one hasn't started yet, really.
Metcalf's a gun. He just had a bad game.
He's got the goal kick. He lost 4 points from goal kicking. He'd be 4 points better off if he didn't goal kick. He takes both of those. It's like a 12-point turnaround. So he would have got into the high 20s.
Yeah. Horsburgh did in the first 6 minutes. But anyway.
I'm not too worried about your Metcalfs. It's tough for McLean owners with that HI early on. So
poor kid.
that's rough. But again,
it was just so unlucky, falling into someone's shin. He's got to be the most unlucky.
But I guess that's the beauty with the flex position. Now,
true.
You don't cop that 6 points or wherever it was.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get too many more this round. But anyway, let's get straight into the team list.
Yep.
Let's get on to the Roosters versus the Broncos, Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Yep.
We'll go through.
Shibasaki's back.
Yes. Friend of the show, Shibasaki.
Friend of the show, Shibasaki. I didn't think I'd see that this year. Is that the younger one, surely? Or is that the OG? Shibasaki. What the fuck?
That's one of them.
There's 2 of them. I think
there's 3 of them.
Fuck me.
I don't know. But
love you, Shibasaki.
Great for all the big Shibasaki fans out there.
If you're an OG, you know.
Yeah. James Tedesco at fullback. What are your thoughts on him? He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yep, worth his money. Decent. But I'm saying
he's like 900 something K. He's probably there's obviously no value there. He's not going to make more money.
He'll give you 85 every week.
But he's an elite fullback. He's going to be in the top echelon of the top 2 or 3 fullbacks.
Yep.
There's more value options, but if you start with him, I'm not going to talk you out of it. You can't go wrong. You want to just pick him, and he's not going to play Origin.
He's a pick and stick.
He's a pick and stick.
Yeah.
And the beauty with him is
no Origin anymore.
No Origin probably.
And he plays through injury.
Yeah,
he doesn't just sit out.
And the Roosters have lost a heap of players, so he's got to take it on his shoulders on his own. He's back.
Yeah. He's back.
He's going to get the ball and kind of crab across the line, break five tackles and
tackle break.
The old tackle breaks where he makes maybe 1.5 meters. And
meanwhile, AFB's charging through 6 forwards.
Yeah. Did you end up starting with Fanil Blake?
No.
Nah.
And I hate myself, but it's all right.
That's all right.
Round 1.
He'll come good.
Round 0. He has come good. Round 0, he's come good. He's coming everywhere. Where hasn't he come?
You were.
Fuck, he was good.
You were when you seen him cross the line.
Yeah, I was.
Tupo, he's in. He's a good look.
No thanks.
He's always been kind of jokes.
He's too old, dude. Too old.
Yeah, he's getting on.
He's good. He's good scoring tries.
Yeah.
That's ready.
Yeah. I'll let you take the next one.
Mark.
No.
Mark, no.
No, Wickenazi. Nazi. Yeah,
we're gonna go
that one. He's a decent option. He's cheap.
I just want to see his first month of football. Does that make sense?
Well, we've seen him on the wing. We haven't seen him in the centre, so
Exactly.
I don't know what his work rate's going to be like. A little bit of job security as well with Billy Smith.
Yeah.
They obviously love Billy Smith, the Roosters.
Yeah, I feel like you got a feel for him.
He's injured at the moment with the back, but you'd think as soon as he's fully fit, he probably comes back into that team in the centres, and he probably replaces Mark, you would think.
Yeah,
maybe.
you'd think so.
There's another young one as well who is Toya. Robert Toya, who looked really good in the trials. They rate him quite highly in the Roosters. He seems to kind of have won that on merit, even without the injury to Billy Smith.
Yeah.
So I personally, I think Mark drops out when Billy Smith comes back.
Agreed. I think you want that experience of Billy Smith.
Yeah.
He is a good fucking player.
But he is cheap. He's $438K. There's value there for Mark. It's just a little... I'm not going to go there just because of job security questions, and I'm not that keen on the Roosters. I don't think they're going to score as many points as they did last year.
Yeah.
But there is value there, so it just depends whether he keeps his spot. Robert Toya, same thing as basically what we talked about with the job security. I think he's a little bit more locked into that spot. I think just watching him and just hearing things out of the Roosters, but it could go either way. The only thing with him is he's like basement price is $219K or whatever, so there's a lot less risk there. If he does get dropped, he's easy to get rid of and bring in another cheapie, and he's not, wasting $400K on your bench doing nothing. So he's going to make a lot more, the potential to make a lot more than what Mark would. So I'm all keen on Robert Toya. I think he's almost a must-have. He's one of the better cheapies, I think, out there.
Yeah.
And in the centre wings, like all it takes is for him to have a day out and score a couple tries, and that cash generation is going to go through the roof early on. So that's really where you want your cheapies, I think, in your centres, because you make so much money so fast. They'll make $200K, get rid of them.
Flip to someone good.
Exactly. So
Dom Young. I'm not going to get near him.
No.
It's too scary.
Everything that we've spoken about the Roosters already, I don't think they're going to be that good. He looked awful in the trials, to be honest.
With the utmost respect, he's Xavier Savage without the work rate.
Yeah.
Like, look at how much work rate Xavier Savage has brought into his game now. So
he he did really well last year. Scored a mountain of tries. He doesn't have the base, but he just kept scoring tries last year. I can't see that continuing. I can't see the Roosters scoring as many tries, as I said, as what they did last year. So
agreed.
I can't.
Now, I'll let you talk about your man Sandon Smith. Because he's important for a lot of people.
Looks good. I reckon he probably gets the goal kicking over Chad, I think. It could go either way, but
they both can kick the goals. Take your pick.
Look, his dual position, halfback and hooker as well, which is really 5'8", and is it halfback? I think it's halfback actually.
Yeah.
It is halfback hooker, which is really handy to get in that hooking position.
Yeah. Cheap hookers.
Yeah,
we like them.
If it was just halfback, I'd be less keen on him, but in that hooking role, I think he's outstanding. Outstanding value there. But as we've seen with Metcalf, who knows?
Yeah.
He could come out quite easily and score 12 or 13 points. But in the games that he did play last year, he did score really well starting. So it's a wait and see. But I like the look of him. I think he's pretty good. And I'm starting with him. I don't think I wouldn't give him much of a second thought, to be honest.
Yep. Chad Townsend.
Yeah.
Wily vet. I don't think anyone's going to go him because his spot will get taken as soon as I forget his name, but young fella's back.
Yeah.
Queenslander.
Yeah.
So fuck him.
Yeah.
Lindsay Collins.
Sam Walker.
So Lindsay Collins.
I think he's still out for a while, but even so, I don't think. Will
they rush him back too? I
think they do.
If they're 2 and 4, if they're 2 and 10.
Yeah, I think that the second there's half a chance of him. They're getting him on. Yep.
Lindsay Collins, great NRL player, but I don't think SuperCoach relevant. Really?
No, I don't think so.
Origin 2, he's going to get selected.
Yeah.
Big part to what Queensland do.
Yeah.
He wins them games, that red jersey on.
And there's no value there for him. Like, maybe slightly more minutes, but he still played big minutes last year. So
he's an older man too. They're going to look at the bench they've got. They're going to rest him.
Yeah.
There'll be some resting.
Connor Watson at 9. I think he's a good option. I don't like it. Now, if we have a look at the bench, Zach Docker-Clay there. That would worry me.
He'll take some minutes.
That would worry me if I'm a Connor Watson owner, seeing him there, because he's obviously a hooker as well, Zach Docker-Clay. And they've also got like others. They've got Victor Radley that can fill in at hooker. They've got Smith that can fill in at hooker. Sandon Smith.
They used to put Butcher in there when they were injured a lot.
That's it. So they've got plenty of hooking options there. And that's without Brandon Smith, obviously. So I'd be a little concerned with Connor Watson. I don't think he plays a full 80.
Yeah.
He did last year when he was a hooker. He played the full 80. And I think he played 2 games there, played the full 80 both games. Looking at this bench, I can't see it.
Yeah.
So
I think they were going to go with a 2 hooker lineup all year.
Yeah.
The Roosters, it seems.
The other option is maybe they move him from hooker into like a lock for parts of the game.
Yeah.
And he does play 80. If that's the case, then that's really good for him, obviously. But I don't know. There's too many question marks for me. I'm just
Yep.
I don't like it. I know he's a really popular option, but I think that's enough for me to just kind of put the line through him.
Yep. Agreed.
At least for the first few
For
rounds,
now.
just to
Have a
work
look.
out what they're actually doing.
Give us a look-see. Give us a look-see.
Give us a look. Nafua White is starting prop.
You're big on the full one.
I am. I like him. I really
Why is
like
that?
him. Or just
Give the listeners a little.
Well, just the players that they've lost, the Roosters, and I think he's going to be the big beneficiary of that. Obviously, can play lock. I liked him at lock if he can get the starting lock spot.
Yeah.
But even starting prop, obviously Spencer Leniu is out suspended for I think a couple weeks.
What did he do?
I don't know. Did something.
Poor guy. He's doing something.
He's done something.
He's up to no
Who
good.
knows? He's always doing something. It's
Yeah.
Big Spencer. But he's starting. So when he comes back, whether he drops to the bench, I'm concerned about that. But I think just at his price, he's like high 300s, isn't he? 367. So there's plenty of value there if he can.
Yep. Get you 150.
Yeah.
That's the goal, I guess, for him, really.
Yeah, I really like it. Again, if he goes to starting lock, I'm like all over him. I think he's can get 60 points a game.
Yeah. Now
At prop, I think he's probably more around that 50 points. But who knows? I think there's, at least for the first couple of weeks, I think there's big minutes for him. I think he's someone you can comfortably play.
Yep.
He's not going to let you down. So
Angus Crichton.
Yeah.
Now, it's a tale of 2 back rowers here.
Yep.
Angus Crichton and Victor Radley.
Yep.
Victor Radley, I'm not touching. I'm not talking about. He'll be in the sin bin. He'll be suspended for 8 weeks for ripping someone's ear off.
Yep.
I love him, but he just gets into trouble.
Yep.
Angus Crichton. I want to see how he goes to start the year.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite interested. I feel like he won't. Like, he's still going to be great, but will he be as good as he was last year? Will the ball be as good?
I don't think so. Like when you look at the halves that he had last year, obviously, Walker and Keary is a lot better being running outside of than, with all due respect, Chad Townsend and Sandon Smith.
Still solid, but not to the level of the others.
So he's not going to get as good ball, I don't think.
Now, will it increase the work rate? The one out the ruck.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. His work rate was good last year anyway, so I don't think.
True.
I think he's going to do the same thing, but I think he's just got less upside. So
yeah, a lot of price.
I don't really like the pick at all. I don't think he's going to perform poorly. I don't think he's going to start averaging 30, but he was averaging like 70 plus last year.
There's others you can buy.
He'll probably average 60 plus this year.
And he's going to be in the Origin.
And for his price, like he's expensive because he fucking had a great
year. He
year.
deserved it. He fucking went off.
He's 750k, so I just can't go there for that price.
Especially in a team like that. There's a lot of guys that want the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Nat Butcher at the 13.
Nat Butcher, I don't mind. Again, it's just...
Look at the bench.
There's a lot of options
Zach
there.
Dr. Clay, Siwa Wong, Blake Steep, and
there's a lot of players...
Cecily Fotoki.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that can play lock. And again, his price is...
They're going to interchange a lot. Let's face it.
Yeah, he's 550k, so it's not like there's value there.
He's
or
way
anything.
too solid, if that makes sense.
Yeah. For the Broncos, let's get it on to them. Oh, touch on the bench. Yeah, not really
much. Zach
Siwa Wong, if he can get a spot starting 13 or in the second row, he's someone to look at. But for now, no. Anyone else, no. Not really. For the Bronx, Reece Walsh, fullback. I've seen a lot of talk about people liking him. He just doesn't have the base.
But I understand why they like him.
He's got the upside, and the Broncos, from all reports, they're looking good. They're looking fit. They performed outstanding in the trials.
Yeah.
They look fast.
They did what the Broncos normally do.
They look ready to go. In saying that, they look really good in the trials last year
too. They won the trials last year, so preseason killers.
Yeah.
But I understand the shout to go for him. Here's that risk. He could get you 140.
That's it. That's it.
On his,
on his day, he's one of the best fullbacks. And he'll probably, on average, be one of the top fullbacks. I just like someone. I like my players to have a bit of security on them, especially in that fullback position when you've got your likes of Ponga, you've got your likes of Tedesco,
Drinkwater,
Tom Trbojevic, who they're going to get you 50 on a bad day.
Yeah.
Walsh on a bad day gets you 20. So,
yeah, that's right. And he gets a lot of HIA issues because he's getting hit late.
And he always looks injured. Like he's always limping around.
And he gives 150%.
Yeah.
Now, Selwyn Cobbo.
He's one of those players that get targeted as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Selwyn Cobbo, what do you think of this one? I am steering clear.
Yeah.
I rate him as a player, but I just don't see what people see in him yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's me being a hypocrite.
I mean, he's 550K.
Like he's great, but I just don't see it yet. I don't see the development step yet. Like it's...
I haven't seen enough. There's a few people that I've seen around that are quite keen on him. I don't like him, not for that price.
Not yet.
He was 350K sure, but I don't think he has the work rate.
Yeah. Now, D Mariner, similar to Cobbo, great player, explosive, but I don't really like him in the centres.
Yeah.
I get Staggs is out, I get it, but like he'll probably be there all year, no? Shibasaki will drop out.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah.
So Shibasaki. He's probably going to drop out, as we just said, to Staggs when Staggs is...
But he's cheap. He's 200K. Like, I've got him in my side at the moment. He's 200K. Staggs, I don't know how long he's out for.
Yeah, the information's very weird with what the issue is there.
But I'm hearing it's fairly long term. Like, it's...
So he could be out for a while.
Yeah.
It could be an option.
It could be, at least kind of 4 or 5 weeks. So not... like hugely long term, but it's
SuperCoach relevant.
It's enough. It's enough to make you a little bit of money if you can cross over. Yeah. I'd like him on the wing personally.
Agreed.
But
his speed.
Yeah.
Jesse Arthurs. I think the whole SuperCoach nation owns Jesse Arthurs.
Yeah. Well, he's quite popular.
He's so cheap.
He's so cheap. He's
a vet. He's a veteran. He's going to get you, let's just say, 45
probably
minimum every day, every week.
Well, his average last year, I think he was around 35. He didn't. 40, 48, 57, 45, 32.
He's bulked up though, bro. He looks a lot bigger than
But then he was out injured for a lot, and then when he came back from the injury, he didn't perform as well. He got 14, 15, 25. Yeah. So he's got those big scores or big-ish scores in him. I think you're right. I think around 40 points is what you can expect from him, and then if he can cross over for some attacking stats, which he's capable of. I think, and it's playing on the wing as well. I think last year he played a lot of centre from memory.
He did.
So playing on the wing, he's going to have a lot more potential to get those tries and more attacking stats. So
Ben Hunt,
I wouldn't go near him.
I'm not going near him. He's a stalk. He'll give up on the Broncos 4 rounds in.
Yeah. I mean, when he was at the Dragons, he was doing everything. Everything was going through him. He had the goal kicking.
Yep. He did.
So, no, Lomax did.
Or he would share when
Lomax was out
for a lot of the time.
So I couldn't go him. At a Broncos side, which is packed with talent,
and Adam Reynolds
regardless of how they perform, you've got Adam Reynolds that is your
statesman.
Yeah. And then does he even obviously Mam's out for the first 12 weeks or something, but
should be the whole fucking year.
Yeah,
Let's fucking
should be.
Real.
But there's just too much.
I think he goes for 14 when he comes back. Just saying.
Yeah. There's too much attack. I think Ezra Mam, he probably goes 6 and Ben Hunt goes to 9 when he comes back.
I want to play hooker.
Yeah.
See you then, bud. Patrick Carrigan.
Yeah, he's just a super safe option.
Oh, I miss Adam Reynolds.
Adam Reynolds.
Yeah,
nah.
Too expensive, too good.
Too expensive, too injury prone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paddy Carrigan.
Yep.
Solid.
He's
sort of like
he's good. He'll get you 60, 70 points.
Yeah, workhorse.
No attacking upside there, but if you want a solid pick, he's good. Corey Pakes at hooker. I would have liked it if Billy Walters wasn't on the bench. Yeah, there's just too many hookers. There's Tyson Smoothie as 18th man as well. One of the all-time names, by the way, Tyson Smoothie.
Great names. Good player too.
There's too many hookers around Brisbane.
Where's Moiser? What happened to him? Has he just been... I thought he was going to get the start.
Gone.
Just been dropped.
Yeah, no Moiser. Too many hookers around Brisbane, so I couldn't go. couldn't go any of them.
I'm going to clip that without any context.
Payne Haas, look, he's a great option.
But I just don't like players that play on Origin, especially the forwards.
Yeah.
They're going to rest. They always rest.
Yeah.
In between games 2 and 3, always.
I mean, he's someone there that you can start with, but you're going to have to sell come Origin
At
time.
some point, yeah.
Look, you could do a lot worse, but there's just not really any value there for him. Like he doesn't excite me.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's locked in long term. So if they'll rest him. They don't give a shit about 2 games. You know?
Jack Gawecki. Jetski.
Don't rate it. I'm not looking at it.
I like it. Starting. Look, job security is an issue.
Massive issue.
Obviously, Pierre Cora is sniffing around on the bench.
Pierre Cora will be sniffing by round 2.
Whether he plays 80 minutes or not is a concern because you'd think Pierre Cora, he is a second row. Like he wouldn't really come on.
They also played Willison at second row at times last year.
Well, he'll come on in the front row rotation looking at that bench.
And Jensen.
Pierre Cora, I can't see where else. Like, they're not going to play him at prop. They're not going to play him at...
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to play him at lock, you wouldn't think. Maybe.
Who knows, they could.
But yeah, if he can get 80 minutes, look, he's not going to set the world on fire, but he's just going to be really solid for you. His starting price is $230K. So, I don't know. I'm starting with him. I think there's another one that I need to get in my side that's not currently in my side, and we'll touch on in a sec. But we'll get him in the team for now. Yep. I just think just because his price is bottom dollar, like if he's $350K, I wouldn't go anywhere near him. But because at $230,
I just don't see enough at Manly now at the Broncos.
Yeah,
I don't know. Just me, personal preference, maybe.
The only thing is that's selling me is everything I've heard from Madge. Madge loves him, and he's a Madge kind of player.
He's a love sort of guy. Yeah. If he loves you, he loves you.
But he's a Madge kind of guy. Like he works hard.
Yeah,
you know.
That's true.
There's no bells or whistles about him, but he gets through his work. He puts in the effort. You know, he does the little one percenters.
Man's got too many bells.
Too many bells.
Jordan Ricky.
Yeah.
I think his spot could be up for contention, mate. Like
he didn't have a great year, did he?
Didn't have a great year. And he's meant to be this big star. He's meant to be this Nakora.
Well, he's been plagued with injuries a little bit. Like if he can stay fit, will be interesting to see how he goes. But I wouldn't go him.
Just always had big raps on him, but he's just never lived up to it. I've just heard a lot of big raps and just Kobe Hetherington.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kobe?
He's an interesting one starting.
I think he's just a roughen up forward that's going to swap with Jensen.
$330K is starting.
I think Jensen plays more minutes every game.
Yeah.
I think Hetherington's just taking the sting out of it.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
I have a big feeling.
Carrigan, I would have thought he'd be at lock, to be honest.
I think he's going to play 60 at 8. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Playing big minutes there. Is it Willison?
Yeah.
Two massive bodies on the bench.
There's just a lot like that I couldn't. It's just a gamble. Like you don't know what Madge is going to do.
Yeah. Sure.
It wouldn't surprise me an hour before the game. Like it changes completely. So
smooth his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Brisbane pack. Like I'm going with Jetski.
Jetski is awesome
because he's 200 something K and there's no risk there. But anyone else, I just don't have the confidence in them being in the team in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Or having the same role as what they appear to have.
The bench. Yeah. Billy Walters, Corey Jensen, Xavier Willison and Pierre Cora.
It's a light bench, isn't it?
What do you think of that? Is there anything that catches your eye? Or are they just going to be
It's just a light. It's quite a light bench. Yeah. I think looking at this, I think Willison obviously will go in the front row rotation with Jensen, I think.
Yeah.
And then Billy Walters.
I don't know what the hell they're doing there.
Maybe they're splitting minutes. I think I would say they're not confident in Pakes playing 80 minutes, so they're splitting it there. Can
Billy play a 14 role?
Yeah, Pierre Cora is the one that does surprise me where they're going to play him. So it'll be interesting to see, and that's why he's the one that I don't want to go near kind of anyone.
Yeah.
Even Joetski, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not super sold on it, but just given his price, I'll have him.
Beautiful.
Let's get on to the Friday 6 p.m. game.
Tigers versus Knights.
What a blockbuster.
Now, Heath Mason gets a start for the Tigers because Buller's obviously had that surgery and I'm not sure when he's coming back.
Yeah.
So Heath is in. I don't think anyone's going to touch Heath. No. The fullback position is too
valuable.
Yeah. So Taruva.
Yep.
Again, I think he's like a Toto.
Yeah.
He's price 12 for what he does.
I just he doesn't have the work rate for me, so I wouldn't go near him. He's priced at scoring a lot of tries at Penrith. He's not going to score the same amount of tries at the Tigers, so
now,
wouldn't go there. Adam Douey,
your man's in. Take over.
I like him. I really like Adam Douey. I've been doing a little bit of looking at him. I'm all for it. Obviously, no Api Coruscant this week as well. I think he's suspended. Yeah, he got suspended in the trials, didn't he? Being a naughty boy. But,
only Api Coruscant could get suspended in a trial.
But Douey, he's going to be goal kicking at least this week, and based on the trials, I think he'll be kicking. I think he's got the kicking duties for the season.
I like him at centre.
I think he came back. He came back last year, right? The end of last year, and yes, he scored some tries in every game. And he got a lot of
50-point
a lot of attacking stats. But if we go and shout out to NRL SuperCoach stats as well, they're a great thing. If you don't have your SuperCoach Gold, this is the next best thing. It breaks down their scoring. So if we go to Douey. So if we look at the games from last year where he started, scores of 39, 57, 39, 42, 46, 56. So
anywhere from 30 to 60, really.
Decent. His base is probably around 30.
Yeah.
But again, this is coming back from a
massive
pretty heavy injury.
Reconstruction.
So
2 of them.
Yeah.
Both knees.
So he's got a whole preseason under his belt. You'd think his work rate's going to be a bit more. That base with the goal kicking is probably going to go up to 35, 40.
They need him too.
And then he's got that attacking upside. I think he's going to be on that Luai side, on that left side.
Yeah.
Or on that. No, it'll be on the Galvin side.
Galvin side,
which I like more actually.
Yeah. Galvin gets rid of the ball a lot.
Yeah. He's not afraid to kind of spread it to his outside men. So I like it.
It's a risk you like taking.
And for his price, he's $448K. There's a little bit of value there if he can get on a roll.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just look at the scores and I look at the way he scored last year, coming back from an ACL.
Yeah.
Like his third ACL or something.
Yep.
And for him to go like that, he's not going to get any worse.
Exactly.
He's only going to get better with a preseason under his belt. He's going to be fitter. He's going to be stronger.
And he's starting the year. That's the most important part to his career. He always comes in 15 games in.
Yeah. And when he was playing, his base was a lot higher than what it was last year. Well,
he's at centre. He's going to get some more work.
Yeah.
100%.
So
tackling wise.
Yeah.
The Tigers' edges are going to get tested with Ponga.
But the goal kicking is a big thing for me. If he doesn't get the goal kicking, then I'm not as keen on him. But
it's either him or the way.
He kicked over Appy in the trials, so I think he'll get it. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Salamona Fatape.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch him. There's a lot to go.
Yeah.
Jarrell Skelton.
Yeah.
I didn't see enough of the Bulldogs, so I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be a wait a couple of weeks.
Well, he's just so expensive
to see his role.
Because the games that he did play at the Bulldogs, he was good.
Yeah. He's explosive.
I think he's he's $500K.
Yeah, no.
For a winger at the Tigers.
Wow.
It's just
the disrespect.
Well, you haven't seen you can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see how he
You're
goes.
relying on the Tigers to get your attacking upside, and you don't know if it's going to happen.
Lachlan Galvin and Jerome Luai. Are you looking at any of them this year?
I like Galvin. I do like Galvin.
I still like Galvin, but I'm not going to start with him. Does that make sense?
I don't like him as much this year with Luai next to him. I think Luai takes a lot more ball.
Yep.
A lot more control of that side. Whereas Galvin last year, he was kind of running both sides of the ruck. He was playing 6, but he was playing like a 7.
Yep. Agreed.
So I think he's going to be a little bit more kind of caged to that left-hand side now.
Yep.
And I think Luai is going to be the one running the show.
Yep. Well, you'd hope so. They're paying him the money for it.
Luai is an interesting. He's cheap-ish. He's $550K, I think.
Yep.
I don't like it, to be honest.
I want to see what the Tigers look like.
Like a lot of people saying how his stats are so much better with Cleary out of the side. Well, that's at fucking Penrith.
It's Penrith that have developed these guys for 6 years in the juniors.
That's at Penrith. He's got those combinations down pat. All he has to do is throw the ball around, and he'll get attacking stats. They're just
everyone plays their role.
They're just a well-oiled machine. Tigers are the complete opposite of a well-oiled machine.
the
I don't know what
front
it is.
office
But it's a basket case club.
the players have a crack.
Yeah.
The front office, not so much.
Yeah. So I just I don't like him. I don't think I'm not convinced with him playing 7. I don't know how he's going to go at 7. Obviously, as I said, it worked at Penrith, but it's a whole different ballpark when you've got players around you that aren't great.
Yeah. Terrell May.
Yeah.
Gun. I think he's a must-have.
Yeah.
You've talked me into it. I've listened. I've listened. That's it.
Yeah, I think
it makes a lot of sense.
I think everyone's going to go in. There's value still there.
He's talking shit. He's ready to play.
He's ready. He's ready to
Benji
go.
loves him.
Yep.
He loves Benji.
Yep.
He loves the Tigers.
I think he's going to finish the season as the highest averaging prop.
He could be prop of the year.
I think he could.
You never know.
Yeah.
Honestly, because he won't be playing Origin, you wouldn't say this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tristan Eyebrows de Silva. What are you thinking of him? I think he's priced too high.
Well,
because he finished the season, last 10 games, didn't he? So
yeah, well, as soon as Happy Coruscant, he's out, so he's not even worth talking about, really.
Fuana Pole.
Yeah, he's an interesting one.
He's a tricky one to navigate.
He's kind of awkwardly priced, though.
Because their bench scares me.
He is 440k, so there's like...
Because he wasn't good, he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
He was solid. Just got
he
through
could go okay, but they've got, a couple of forwards on the bench. I just don't know what his minutes like.
Yep.
I don't know what his role's going to be. He's just a little bit awkwardly priced. If you're 300k, I'd be a lot more keen.
Yep. Agreed.
But he's just a touch too expensive for me to kind of consider.
So Galvin's running mate, Faenu.
Yeah.
I think he's in for a big year.
Yeah, I think so.
Big year. I probably won't start with him.
He's a little bit too pricey. He had a pretty good year last year.
He had a great year.
517k. He was good last year. I think he'll be good this year. I think he'll probably be better this year. There's a little bit of value there still for him, but he's a touch too expensive. I like Seyfarth.
See, I'm confused by this.
Seyfarth starting, I think he gets 80 minutes on the edge outside of Luai, which I'd prefer him to be outside of Galvin, but...
Big role change for him, bro. He's been an interchange forward his whole career.
But he's 430k.
Worth the risk.
I quite like it. I think he could, get some attacking stats early on. Luai could put him through some holes. You just never know. But
here comes the woman of the house. Alex 12. Alex meat try pie scores him.
Eats him.
Not going to touch him.
Nah. He's at 13. There's a little bit of value there. He's 430k. He's not an exciting option. If he plays, it just depends on how many minutes he gets. If he gets decent minutes, there
are better options.
He might go all right, but yeah, he's probably not one to really think about, to be honest.
Yep. Agreed.
The bench:
Tristan Hope, Royce Hunt, Jack Bird, and Sione Fianu.
Yeah, Jack Bird. I was keen on, but I don't like him being named on the bench. I thought he was going to get named at 13.
I thought he was going to be the back row.
Yeah.
He's put on that massive size. He's not a young little centre anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I can't go him on the bench.
Yeah, a lot of people are keen on Royce Hunt, but I think they're going to use him like the Sharks did.
I've got him.
His price is good.
Yeah.
But I think he actually gets less of a role with the Tigers.
249k. Like, he's just got to get, I don't know.
How long does he play? That's my big issue.
I think it just depends what they're doing with Pole or Twal. Like, how many minutes are they going to get?
Yeah.
If they're getting kind of 40 minutes, then I think Hunt can kind of play 40 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
Around that, and then I think he can score, he's only got to get kind of 35, 40 points.
That's right, that's true.
To make some money. So that's my thinking there. But yeah.
Let's go to the Knights.
The Knights are quite relevant in the Supercoach world.
They usually are every year.
They are, aren't they?
Bunch of random players put together.
Kalen Ponga at fullback, obviously. We've talked about him before. He's a great option.
I've got him. A1, A2.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
They've got a decent draw early on.
Yep.
He's got the goal kicking, obviously. He's so attacking, and everything kind of goes through them. Like, he's pretty good. So
James Schiller, coming from the Canberra Milk. I think he scores some pies.
Yeah.
I think Ponga will get him some freebies. Will I go him? Probably not.
I wouldn't go near him. Nah. I think
I
there's
want to
too
make
much
my money there. That's where I want to make my money. My outside backs.
Yeah.
Don't go guy.
Yeah.
Oh, reliable.
Look, he's solid. There's
70.
There's probably no value in him, but he's going to be a pod option. Not people are going to have him. He's safe. He's going to get you decent points. You're not going to get
60 every
you're not
week.
going to get 20s out of him.
He just does everything.
You get your 60s and he'll get an odd game where he scores a couple tries and gets you 120. I had him for a lot of last year and he was really, really good.
Option.
But he's probably not one I'll start with. He's someone that I'll be looking at probably around the origin period.
Yeah, when people are having some time off.
Whereas, I wouldn't start with him. Bradman Best is an interesting one.
He's very similar to Gagai for me now. They're both very good at what they do, but they don't do anything outside it, which I respect.
I think Best is probably a little bit more exciting for me.
Just because Pongo likes that left side.
He likes that left-hand side. I can see...
And Best doesn't like to pass.
No.
And with the utmost respect.
But he runs a really good line, Bradman Best.
He does.
He's that strong. He's going to get tackle breaks.
He draws players in too.
He does.
He does. He truly does.
And he was injured a lot of last year. So I think, just...
Origin just scares me because who knows what the New South Wales Blues are going to do?
Yeah.
Who actually knows?
Yeah, well, Laurie Daly's in charge now, so...
That's right. That's my point.
We'll see what he wants to do. But I like him. He's just a little bit pricey for me, $560K. I think there's a bit of value there.
Yeah.
But he's not one that I'll start with.
Yeah. Now, Greg Marju.
He's someone that I will start with.
I think everyone's excited for Greg Marju, but...
The old Gregosaurus.
In Gregosaurus fashion, he starts like a bullet in a china shop and then he turns into a little mouse. So let's just hope he can be a bit more consistent himself.
Yeah.
The errors are the big ones. So
the errors are the big, and he's
like the modern day Ben Pomeroy.
Yeah.
He loves to drop the ball.
He does.
But he's worth the risk.
Not known for his defensive reads either, just quietly. But
not at all. The one against the Titans, short side, there was no marker. Awesome. I'll never forget that.
But look, he's got the SuperCoach game. Like when he puts it together, he's got the tackle breaking. He's got the high base.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
like he's one of those guys.
Like on his day, he gets you 70 points in base. Like he's insane.
He's ridiculous.
But it's just making sure that he can, and I think he will, and I think he'll get that attack now that Ponga. I think he does like that left hand side. So he went it right a fair bit last year. But I think a lot of that was due to Jackson Hastings as well being the halfback and him demanding a lot of ball. Whereas I think without Jackson Hastings, I think they probably go left a bit more.
Yeah.
That's the way I think anyway.
Fletcher Sharp. Not going to go near him.
No.
I want to see what it looks like. Plus,
he's too expensive for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of options for the Knights.
Yeah.
Jack Cogger, my best friend. Maybe a lot of money, weirdly, towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
But I won't touch him.
No. He's not worth talking about.
Yeah.
Saifidi, again, another one that's probably not worth mentioning. Phoenix Crossland.
I don't know, man, because Brayley's going to be healthy.
Yeah.
Like Dewey.
Jaden Brayley's on the bench. I wouldn't go anywhere near Crossland. If he was to jag the 80-minute role at hooker, and there's a bit of talk about them trying to get rid of Jaden Brayley.
There's talk, but it's not even round one, so I don't know how much of that is believable yet. So
he's one to maybe keep an eye on if that does eventuate, but he's not one now.
Now, Leo Thompson, don't go near him. I'm sorry, but I had him for a bulker last year. I had this belief that he could be something, and he just didn't do it.
He just doesn't get the minutes.
He just never... I don't know.
He kind of gets you 45, 50 minutes and scores about 45 points.
Now, the next bloke, Dylan Lucas.
Yeah.
I think very underrated.
Yeah. I really like him. And the beauty with him is you can get him in the centres too.
He plays the whole field.
Yeah.
Where doesn't he play? Fullback?
So you get him in the centres and he's just that really reliable option. He'll get you 55, 60 points.
He's playing 80 minutes unless he gets injured.
Yeah.
There's only Brodie Jones that could take his spot.
Yeah. Well, he played 80 minutes pretty much every game last year.
Yeah.
Apart from the ones that were injury affected. He didn't get like subbed off or anything.
Oh, then he got put to the wing. And I'm like, because of 6 injuries, it's like...
Yeah. That's my only concern with him is if there is an injury, he's the one that's going to get shafted.
He's getting shafted straight away.
That's the only downside I can have to him. And he is quite expensive. He's 600 and... I've got him, hang on.
But he's very worth it.
Yeah. It could be.
616.
616. So, look, I don't know if there's much of value there.
Yeah.
But I think he's priced at what you're going to get. I think if you just want someone I probably wouldn't get him in the second row, but he's someone in this... If you want someone in your centres that you can just plug in and you just know for the season he'll get you 60 to 70 points every week. You don't have to think twice. He might score a couple of tries and get you the odd 100.
Yep.
Then, and that's what I'm excited for that. So...
Hype's ball. I'm not as excited this year.
Nah.
And for the reasons, because...
I think everyone had him last year and he was just disappointing. Like he always looked good. He he looks like he's got the game for SuperCoach, but he just doesn't have the work rate.
A good 3 weeks, and then Ponga will get hurt.
Yeah.
And then he'd get hurt when Ponga would come back.
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah. Tyson Frizzell at lock is an interesting one to see how that plays out. But again, he's not one
getting older, getting slower. They don't want him on the edge anymore. I understand it. I think it's a good move, but for footy, not for SuperCoach.
Yeah. And then the bench, we talked about Brayley and the others.
Jack Hetherington, he'll be in the bin for half the game.
Yeah.
Brody Jones and Matt Croker, out and out forward.
Yeah. Rabbitohs versus the Dolphins. They're playing at Combank now because of the cyclone.
Really?
Yeah, there's a cyclone. So they're playing at Combank.
Wild.
Yeah, there you go.
Good home game for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Thanks, NRL.
No, well, they've swapped them. So their next game that they play together, the old Wayne Bennett.
True.
Oh, Wayne Bennett Cup this one, though.
Yeah, true. Round one.
Probably lucky they did move. He'd get fucking blown away.
Yeah, he's old.
Anyway, at fullback for the Dolphins, the Hammer.
Fido.
Probably not one to consider. I think he's only fullback as well. I don't think he's even centre wing. So, yeah. If he was at centre wing, then you could probably consider him.
He's just super,
at fullback only, I wouldn't go.
He's just super inconsistent, not in the sense like he'll score 30 one week and 190 the
He just
next.
doesn't have the base.
Yeah, exactly.
Asako, he does have a decent base, but you had him a lot of last year. You're probably better off to talk about him. He's
it's not even. It wasn't even
the tries has dried up for him.
It wasn't even his fault. Jake Averillo, for whatever reason, would be in so many 2-on-1 situations.
He doesn't like a pass
and just score himself.
Yeah.
And it was a 50-50 score.
Yeah.
He'd have to bump two guys off.
Yeah.
I'm staying away from him this year just because of Jake Averillo.
Yeah.
No other reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be on him.
Yeah.
Jake Averillo, no. Not going to touch him. Too overpriced for what he does. Herbie Farnworth is interesting because you know he's going to have a crack.
Yeah.
You know his base is going to be high.
He's priced quite high. He's probably priced at what he's going to get. I don't see much upside for any of these attacking players at the Dolphins, to be honest. I've spoken about it before. I don't think they're going to have a great year. I don't think your attack's going to be anywhere near what it was last year, to be honest. I think Wayne Bennett is a huge loss.
Yep.
And we've seen in the past teams that Wayne Bennett has coached, when he drops out, the team kind of falls apart. So I'm not expecting big things here, so I'm steering clear of any of these attacking players, to be perfectly honest.
I don't have any Dolphins, just to give you an idea.
Nah, I've got one, which we'll talk on in a second.
Yeah, I think I know,
Junior Tupou, again, he's not worth talking about, really.
Yep. Cody Nikorima and Katoa. Katoa maybe later in the year, once I see what the Dolphins look like.
Yeah.
But even then, that's a stretch.
Maybe during the origin period is a pod that you could go with, but not now. Daniel Saifidi. No, I don't think so.
Better forwards, respectfully.
New club. I don't think his minutes or his role really changes, though. I think he pretty much stays very, very similar to the output that he was putting on at Newcastle. Jeremy Marshall-King, he's one that is an option, I guess, but you've got Kurt Donahue, who can also play hooker.
Yep.
Ray Stone on the bench as well. He can fill in at hooker. I think there's a little bit, too many question marks. He's always kind of carrying an injury, so not for me, that one.
Felice Kafusi.
Yeah, no.
Respectfully. Great NRL player.
Playing at prop, which is interesting.
Yeah, well,
but
I think it's the age.
Yeah, yeah. Fini Fuiaki.
Our boys. Shibasaki and Fini Fuiaki.
Fini Fuiaki. He's it's a fun name to say, and I want him in my team. I've got him in. I've got him in.
He's your man.
Yeah,
I don't think he was the guy you were going to talk about.
I'm not super confident with it, to be honest.
What do you see?
No, I don't have him in my team. He found his way out, so never mind.
He's lying to your viewers. I'll keep him accountable.
But I don't mind him. He's 360k. He's probably a little bit pricey. I'd prefer him around 300, low 300s. But look,
he's a little bit too pricey for a bloke with a back row on the bench.
Yeah,
ready to take his spot.
Look, he does have the base. He does have the attacking ability, but I don't think he has the base. If we look at how he went at the Cowboys last year, he's averaged 31 in base with no real attacking stats. But the way he runs, the way he carries the ball, he looks like he should get more attacking stats than what he did. Like, he got fucking barely anything.
Sounds like Nanai.
But
I don't know. Too risky.
Yeah.
They got a back row on the bench.
Look, he was coming off the bench a fair bit last year, so if he does play 80 minutes, there's value there. But
Lemuelu's going to take his minutes.
There's a lot of second rows for the Dolphins. It just
Greystone.
Yeah. The job security is an issue. If he can get 80 minutes locked in every week, there's real value there, and I do like the pick.
Yep.
But yeah, there are question marks there.
Yep.
It's not a no-brainer. It's not a slam dunk for sure.
Max Plath.
Yeah.
It won't be his spot forever.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd much prefer him at 13. I don't like him at 12.
Now, Tom Gilbert could be an option down the track.
Could be.
Down the track, though.
Could be. I wouldn't be starting with him, yeah.
And their bench, Kurt Donahue, Lemuelu, Mark Nichols, Ray Stone.
Yeah.
Lemuelu is going to take minutes from Finny Fuaki, in my opinion, and the rest just too old and not relevant. Kurt Donahue, maybe later on.
Maybe.
Very later on.
Yeah, an injury to Marshall King, maybe you could think about him, but yeah. For the Rabbits, Jai Gray starting at fullback.
No shock there. Latrell's out for
Latrell's
a
out,
month.
but he's not an option. He's played a lot last year and he's priced at, I think, 500, so he's not worth picking up.
Isaiah, stay away.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away. He'll be in the bin.
Jack Whiten, he's not
I don't
really.
like him at 3. I don't like him at 3.
Campbell Graham is an injury. I thought he wasn't going to play. I thought
No one did.
He busted his hand or something. But
Broken finger. Same as you, mate.
Yeah, there you go.
Too many women. Shout out to him.
Mate, but just like Campbell Graham, I came back, played the next game. So you can play with broken fingers. I tell you, I don't mind. I don't mind the pick. I actually quite like the pick. I think when he was fit, he was basing really highly.
Yeah.
I just wonder whether he's on the right-hand side, whether he's going to get as much ball. Looking at that halves combination of Cody Walker and Jamie Humphries, I think they're probably going to go left a lot more than what they did with no Latrell. Latrell was kind of,
he's that guy.
He got that ball both sides of the ruck. So without him there, I don't know. I think he's still value. Like he's low 500s. And if we look at how he started, we go Graham. I don't think he played at all last year, did he?
No.
No, it was 2023. But he based in 2023, I think it was around 50 points. So I'll get the stats up.
That's when the Rabbits were decent.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, isn't it?
Latrell's out. It's like it shouldn't even be a thought.
So he based 35, but he got a lot of tackle breaks.
A lot of tries. Latrell.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
He was, 800K at one point. So there's certainly money to be made there if he gets on a run and can start scoring some tries. I don't think he's going to lose any money. I've got him. He's 500K, and I think he's a pretty good option.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a must-have. I think I can see him kind of getting low 40s and not seeing much ball, but I can also see him, averaging kind of 60. So it just depends. And I think the Rabbitohs, even though they do have those injuries to Latrell and Murray, I still think they're going to be better than what they were last year. I think they're going to be improved. I think Wayne Bennett's going to make a big difference to them.
Yeah.
So Munro is not really worth talking about.
While Latrell's out, at least.
Yeah. Cody Walker at 6. Nah.
Injuries are becoming a bit too much of a thing for him.
Yeah. He's
Even
getting
in the
older.
trials, he's getting hurt. So
doesn't have the base either, and he does need those attacking stats. Without Latrell, you're
bigger load.
Yeah.
Can he handle it?
Yeah.
Can the body handle it?
I think a lot of his points were kind of, giving the ball to Latrell and then Latrell out the back doing stuff, and he'll get the try assist.
Try involvement, try assist,
Jamie Humphries, he gets the starting halfbacks role.
I'm sort of not surprised when you really think about it.
He played exceptional in the trial, and the bloke that they brought over from England, he was pretty rubbish, to be honest. So
shock, the guy that's been developing for years.
I'm disappointed he's not a hooker in SuperCoach.
Yeah.
Because he was a hooker. Played hooker all through his career at Manly in the junior ranks.
Yep.
So a bit surprised that the SuperCoach ones have let us down there, because he would have been really, really good option at hooker. Or he would have probably found his way into my team.
They know what they're doing.
But at halfback, I can't go him. He's not quite bottom price either. He's 350 or something.
Did he play any games last year?
Yeah, he played he's 305K, so he's,
close-ish.
Yeah. He's cheap, but he's not 200K. Like, And we'll touch on someone from the Cowboys as well that's a lot cheaper at halfback.
Sean Kepi at the forward, not touching him, with the utmost respect. Peter Mamazoulis, he's in my side because of his price.
Yeah.
And because of how my team's built.
Yeah.
That's it. I hope he has a crack.
Just looking at the bench,
Sullivan,
Jaden Sullivan and Havili, who both can play hooker. Yeah.
I sort of like what Wayne's cooking, but on the bench, I like that.
David Mawali, I wouldn't go near him. He's always every year he starts cheap because he's fucking shit.
And then he has a random mad game, and I've got him.
Yeah,
the 1 week.
I swear, like every year there's a conversation about David Mawali being really cheap and undervalued. Like he just
Poor Mawali,
he's just not good. He's just not good enough. Like he just
Keon Kalamatangi.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I would have liked him to get the 13 role.
I think he
played 13. He played 13 when Murray was out, and he was like basing 70. Like he was insane.
He was like young Haas. He was just going for shit.
At second row, I don't like it as much. Doesn't quite have the same base.
Doesn't get the ball.
Yeah, probably has a little bit more attacking upside.
See, I thought he had more attacking upside at 13.
You reckon? Yeah.
I swear he did.
He just doesn't see the ball, does he?
He doesn't get the ball. Cody Walker just steals it.
Yeah.
And off he trots.
Yeah.
Joe Arrow.
No.
Even, no.
Lachlan Herbner.
What a name.
Yeah.
Herbie.
The old Herbner. Now, I'm keen on him. He hasn't quite found his way into my side, but he's bottom price, starting at lock.
He's going to need to change with
Wayne obviously likes what he sees there.
Havili and Duncan.
Yeah.
And Totola.
Yeah.
Who's coming off a knee injury. So he might get a month.
Yeah.
A whole month or two.
Yeah.
While Totola comes back.
Wayne obviously liked him, so...
Wayne likes youth.
Yeah.
He's a big development guy.
As I said, his price is bottom dollar. He's available only at second row. But, I think I've got to find a way. It might be getting rid of the old jet ski. And
not your beloved jet ski. You just get swindled the fucking audience.
Mate, a bit of young blood. It gets me. So
now they bench Jaden Sullivan, Sevilla Havili, Tallis Duncan, and Tavita Totola. I was big on Tavita pre-season. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
I was big on Duncan. Still believe it a bit.
Not off the bench.
I think he's gets.
I thought he'd start. I thought as soon as Murray went down, he'd get the starting 13 role.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how they play the young fella because I think Tallis might swap with him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see his minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne does the old switcheroo an hour before kickoff.
Yeah, on the game day. It's typical Wayne fashion.
Oh, he always does, doesn't he?
He loves it.
He loves the old
Little mind
switcheroo.
games.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, your team got beat by 50. What can you say? Bad coaching. Next question. I love Wayne.
Yeah. Dragons versus the Bulldogs.
Yep.
This is a Saturday game.
Keen to see this new look Dragons. I'm very excited.
Well, they look good in the trials.
Very excited.
Gutho at fullback. Gutho King.
He's back. I hope he brings out the Gutherino. I hope he does.
He'll probably score against Parramatta and do it.
Please, that'd be hilarious. Well deserved.
I'd rate it.
Yeah, well deserved. Yeah, he's allowed.
Because it's at Combank too, the first game. So
he's going to be Gutherino everywhere, dude.
I'll have to go away.
Love him, but I don't think he's relevant.
Nah.
Until Origin time, maybe.
He's always kind of an option around Origin time.
Yep.
But yeah.
Not overall. Matthew Fengai, not an option.
Nah.
Moses Sully, worried about the injuries.
Yeah.
I'm worried, but when he's not injured, he looks good. He looks like Hero. He looks like that explosive. I don't know. You having trouble there?
Yeah, he's 414k.
I just don't rate it. You know what I mean? Moses Sully, I like him, but the injuries, the leg injuries, are scaring me at the moment. Val Holmes, this is sort of pick your poison sort of stuff because he'll goal kick.
Yeah,
you'd think, and he's going to do a lot of work as he normally does.
Yeah, I don't think his role really changes much from what it did at Cowboys. Exactly.
God, he looks slow.
I just think they're probably a slightly worse team.
Yeah.
So he probably doesn't quite get as many goal kicks. He probably doesn't get quite as many try involvements. So I wouldn't start with him. But he's probably one later on in the season that is going to be a serious option. I think he's still going to have the base there. He's still going to be a decent option. Yep. If you start with him, you're not going to be hugely disappointed, I don't think. But I don't think there's any value there for him.
Yep. Christian Tuipulotu.
I really like him.
I like him, but he's too good.
For
that middle paid outside back.
I'm just worried about his job security.
You think?
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought he was one of their better wingers.
He's 550k.
Yeah, he was too good. He's too solid.
Yeah.
He was way too solid. Kyle Flanagan, I don't like.
Nah.
His dad will drop him.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
No, he won't. He won't do that.
I've seen it with the Sharks many a time. Lachlan Ilias. I'm excited to see what he looks like, but not relevant for me.
Nah.
Toby Couchman.
Not a halfback. There's too many. Yeah. If you're going to go cheap, there's better options, and there's much better options.
Now, I like Toby Couchman, but I don't like the bench. The bench is going to take a lot of his minutes.
Yeah. It's a big bench.
Massive bench. Damien Cook at the 9. Again, it's how you want to build your team.
No.
I'm not going him.
Not with Little on the bench.
Emre Hall of Fame Gula.
Yeah.
No. Again, better forwards. Luciano Leilua is a funny one because their bench sort of freaks me out still because Ryan Couchman can play outside back. Raymond Fatalamano played back row last year. And I don't know who Hamish Stewart is, but he looks like a back row. He sounds like a back row. I'd wait and see.
Yeah.
It'd be a wait and see thing for me.
He needs the attack.
Now, Jaden Sewer, if he's not selected for Origin around that period, I'm licking my lips.
Yeah.
Licking my lips. Jack DeBellin, another one. He's an older bloke. He's going to share the minutes with these young guys. Not relevant.
He was pretty relevant last year, again, around that Origin period.
Yeah.
This year, again, he's not someone to start with, but yeah, he might come up around Origin period. He might be one to look at. Starting 13, it just depends on minutes.
Yeah. Now, bench, Jacob Little, Ryan Couchman, Raymond Fatalamona, and Hamish Stewart.
Yeah.
Jacob Little is likely to take Cook's minutes.
Yeah, again,
Couchman is going to swap
you can't go Little or Cook.
Yeah.
They're both outstanding options last year.
Yeah,
but this year they're just going to kind of cannibalise each other. So
no one on that bench that I'd really look at.
No. For the Doggies,
yep,
Tracy at fullback,
super solid, but there's better options.
Yeah,
I love him. I love him.
Blake
Big
Wilson,
no,
Bronson
offense.
Sherry, not really.
I want to see how big of a step he takes before I make any big risky moves.
Stephen Crichton, he's always solid, but I don't think he's probably not one to start with. There's no value there for me. So
yeah, point scoring concerns me for him this year. I don't know why, it just does.
Montoya.
Well, they let go of Skelton and bloody
I think
had his issues.
He's still 408k. I wouldn't go there.
I mean, he was solid for the Warriors.
Yeah.
He's a good finisher. Matt Burton, another one. If he doesn't get selected, if he's not the 18th man, he could be a short-term option.
650k. He's not one that you start with, probably. Yeah.
Burton fashion, he gets 40 1 week or 120. There's nothing in between.
Sexton, probably not an option. Matt King, he's going to be solid, but I wouldn't. There's better options there. Reid Marnie.
He'll be in the bin too much. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Samuel Hughes, interchanging with the forwards. They've got a massive bench.
Kick out, he doesn't have the base, but he's,
no base.
He can have a game where he wins it for you and gets that high 120 point score. But
now Jacob Preston,
I
loved him last year and I still like him this year. I haven't gone with him, I believe, but
he's 609k, so he's like
he can still make money.
He's a tier down from that 750k. So there's enough value there, and he's able to kind of compete with them. I think he's good enough.
No one's taken his spot.
And last year, was obviously very, very injury affected. He came back. He was coming off the bench, playing limited minutes. Even when he was playing 80, he didn't quite look his best.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think, pre-season under his belt, I think he's going to be really good. I quite like the pick. If I found a way to get him into my team, I could. There's a way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I am looking at him. I'm fairly interested in him, and he's got quite low ownership too. So he's a nice little pod to have with upside. So.
Kurt Mann, injuries, bench is way too big.
Yeah.
Bench.
Yeah. Hayward, Stili Tupanua.
Yep.
Which is interesting, but
I'll play forward.
Harry Hayes.
Yep, big
great
forward.
Great name. And James Salmon, the weak-gutted dog.
Is that the... Ricky.
Manly up against the Cowboys. For Manly, obviously at Brookie, Tom Travojevic at fullback. He's a great option. He's just good. Like
he's good.
If you want him,
That's
just get him.
say.
Just I can't
We need to say no more.
I can't say much more about it.
2021.
You know,
Yeah, you can do it again.
everyone knows what he's capable of. So,
Jason Saab, no thanks.
nah.
Mr. Try Merchant himself.
Nah.
Cooler.
Nah. If he can find his way back at fullback, then sure. But yeah, not in the centres.
Please don't put him back there.
Nah.
Ruben Garrick, kicks goals, Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
A lot of people have him.
Yeah.
And I understand why.
He's probably the best of the premium centre options, I
He
think.
has a crack.
If you're wanting to really spend up in your centre and just get one set and forget, doesn't play Origin, like he's the one to go. Lehigh Hopewade, not really, wouldn't go there.
He needs to put some more size on.
Yeah. Luke Brooks at 6, probably not for me.
Unless your name's Cameron Munster, stay away.
Cherry Evans at 7.
No
Look,
thanks.
he's
a dog.
He's a pod that you could go with, but no.
He's a wank.
Secker at 8, probably not. Jazz Tavunga at 9 is interesting. But I wouldn't go him.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays at 80.
Yeah.
Or not with Jake Simkin on the bench. So
Takiaho.
Yeah,
what do you think of that?
I think he's really expensive still.
Yeah, he was pretty fucking good.
He was over in the Super League for a year.
Yep.
And he's come back, and I think he's 450k. There's a little bit of value there, maybe, but nah, not for that price.
Yeah, I want to see how he looks.
If he's 350, then I'd look at him, but nah.
Yeah, Hamole Olakwatu.
Yeah, he's not bad. Just doesn't quite have the base.
Yeah.
So
maybe he's selected for Origin as the security guard. So
yeah. But no, I don't hate the option. I think there's value there for sure.
Yeah.
But he just. Yeah, I don't know. Every time I've had him in my team, he kind of burns me. Like every
time you don't have him, 140.
That's it. Like I see him on those runs, I'm like, fuck, I've just got to get him. He looks so good. He breaks tackles, like he does all the things, and then you get him in my team, and he just doesn't see the ball.
Yeah. Ben Travojevic, no thanks. We've tried that before. I don't like it. Jake Travojevic, I love everything he does as a footy player, but we'll keep it that way. Bench: Jake Simpkin, Corey Waddell, Ethan Bullymore, and Sipley, because I'm not going to pronounce his first name. No one really relevant, so we'll move on.
Yeah. For the Cowboys, Drinky.
God, what is that side?
Scott Drinkwater at the fullback position. I do like him. I had him in my team, and now he's not in my team because he wasn't goal kicking, so that scared me away. So
Braden Burns, old man, he's just filling a spot. Yeah. Let's face it.
Jackson Purdue is an interesting one.
A lot of people have him, but I just... there's a lot better cheapies, if that makes...
I don't know if there is. Not in the centre wings.
Are you going Purdue?
Yeah.
He's in.
Yeah, I think he's one of the better ones out there, actually.
Yep, there you go.
I think he's got that job security pretty much locked up as long as he, performs and does all right. True. So, I think obviously with Val Holmes going, he's going to make that position his own.
Yep.
And obviously we saw with Val Holmes, he got a lot of ball. So they like to attack that left-hand side. I think he's going to play on that left.
Yep.
I think he's a great option. He's basement price. There's no risk there. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vaia?
No.
Murray Tulangi? I don't like it. Origin, he always randomly gets selected.
Yeah.
I never understood why.
I don't know how he does, to be honest. But
I keep picking him, please. Tom Dearden. He was one I was looking at.
Yeah, he's an option. He's just a little bit expensive, I think.
I went for Munster.
Yeah.
Munster's back.
I'd rather Munster, I think.
So, no.
Thomas Duffy, he's got the starting role at halfback, which is really good to see.
Jake Clifford, everywhere he goes, he starts so well and always ends up on the Q Cup, New South Wales reserves.
That's my only concern with him, with Clifford kind of sniffing around, whether, Cowboys lose their first couple of games. I think he probably becomes a scapegoat and Clifford gets back in.
Yep.
But I think there's enough value there. I think he was goal kicking in the trials as well. Looked really good. So I think if you're not going the 2-gun halfback, I think he's definitely the best.
Yeah.
I guess it's out of him and Hawkins.
It is.
So
take your pick.
He's a lot cheap. He's 100k cheaper than Hawkins. So
Jordan McLean. No. Reece Robson. I was thinking about it, but I don't think I like it this year.
Yeah.
There's just something about the Cowboys I don't like.
Yeah. I think there's value there's not value there. I think he's solid, but he doesn't Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go there. I think there's better options.
Now, this next man might be making his way into my team.
Sam McIntyre.
I like Sam McIntyre.
Yeah.
I think he had an excellent finish to the year, and they were throwing him everywhere. He was in the back row, off the bench, starting in the front row. I like what I see, and I think he could make a sneaky entrance to my team come game day.
Well, in the games that he played as a starting 10 at the end of the season, right?
Yep.
He scored 42, 44, 37. That was it. He only played 3 games starting a prop. And the base was there pretty much all points in base, right?
It's the base that I like.
He actually got, oh no, that's minutes. Base 36, 38, 33. In 40,
Is he cheaper?
In 46, 51, 51. His price is...
I thought it was cheap. Maybe I could be wrong.
396K. So it's awkwardly priced.
Yeah.
He's priced at about a 40-point average. I think he gets it. I don't know if he gets much.
Sell it,
I don't know if he gets much more. He's not.
That's true.
He's probably not going to get you 55 to make you a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think, he might go from 40 points to high 40s, make you a little bit. He might make you 80 grand.
Yeah.
But I can't see him making too much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the bench, like Lawton, Edwards, Griffin Neem, Cohen Hess, they can all kind of play.
Well, they've got Hess playing a front rower's role this year.
Yeah.
And they're all front rowers except for Lawton.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So Ruben Cotter as well. He can spend some time in the front row.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not sold on it.
All right. You just skipped out half the team. No. I hate them. We'll get through a cricket now anyway. Sorry, everyone. Johnny Bateman, no thanks. He's going to leave to England round 6 and he'll hate the fucking Cowboys.
It'll be too hot up there for him.
Jermaine and I've never trusted him, and I just can continue.
He's one of those players that you look at him and you're like, he should be so much better as a SuperCoach option, but he's just not. And like you always kind of find a way in the season where you get sucked into it, and it's no good.
Not a good suck. Ruben Cotter, love him, but I think he's overpriced this year for what is available. Too expensive, too good.
I don't mind him at front row.
We'll play Origin.
He's only a second row option. No.
Yeah, we'll play Origin.
Yeah.
So
no, I don't like it.
And their bench
if he was front row, he might be one to look at, but not only in second row. No.
Only. Bench is Carl Lawton, Harrison Edwards, Griffin Neem, and Cohen Hess. Huge bench.
Carl Lawton's an interesting one. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know where he plays.
Wherever they need him, sort of. Here we go.
Yeah, game of the round. Game of the round. Storm and Eels.
66-0. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good week to get on your Storm players, I reckon.
Oh, wow. Zach Lemex's debut, mate. Come on.
Moses. Moses gone.
But he re-signed, so it's all good.
Ryan Pappenhausen at fullback. He's an interesting one.
No, I don't want him this year.
No one's going him.
I don't want him.
He's
staying away.
He's a handy little pod, I reckon. Another year, another pre-season where he was fit. But again, it's just the injury concerns with him, isn't it? You know he's going to pick up an injury at some point.
Sniffing around for his spot.
Nah,
he's a young man sniffing for that.
He's not going to replace him.
He won't replace, but Pappenhausen will get hurt.
He will.
He plays so physical for his size.
Yeah.
Falongo is always there. He's lurking.
He's lurking, but he's not going to get replaced.
No, I agree.
It's the injuries that are concerned for me.
Yeah, he plays so tough.
And if he can get the goal kicking off Meany, then I'm looking at him.
You're kidding, are you?
No.
They're not taking it off Meany.
No, they won't. But if he does, if something happens to Meany, then I think he becomes a lot more relevant.
Yeah.
But without the goal kicking, it's a little bit harder to kind of get him into the team.
Yeah.
I think, but he's good price.
He's good price forward.
He's good price.
We know he can do.
He's a good handy pod. If you're feeling him, I wouldn't talk you out of it. I would not talk you out of it. I do like it.
Just not this week. You hope he has a shitter. You hope he shits the bed.
He'll score 150 points this week. So probably captain him.
Trying to help you, bro. It's week 1. We forget about last year.
Will Warbrick? No, not for me.
Too many injuries.
Jack Howarth, he's a little bit too expensive. I've seen a couple of teams with him. I don't know.
Is his spot really locked with Grant Anderson, Bronson Garlic?
They obviously rate him like he signed that 5-10 year, whatever the deal was.
15 year.
Yeah.
25 years.
But yeah, I don't see it, to be honest.
Nick Meaney, I think, good option, but it's also risky.
Yeah.
Nick Meaney's in a tricky spot.
Yeah.
You know?
He's kind of priced at what he can do. There's no value there. And
Exactly.
he's not quite at that top echelon of your Garricks. So,
Yeah. Xavier Coates, I don't like it this year.
nah.
He'll score you lots of tries.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
So,
There's no base.
Cameron Munster,
Yeah.
he's a pod.
I'm big on him.
Big pod.
Is he a pod?
Well, I think he was a pod when we got on him. Not anymore.
How many people?
There's been a few videos released since then. He'd be well owned now.
I don't know what his ownership. It doesn't say this week, does it? Because
Hidden.
nothing's happened. But
Yeah, I like him. Good price. 600,000 essentially.
yeah,
And he gets to play his favourite team.
609,000, which is probably just as cheap as you ever fucking get him.
Ever get him. Ever.
Yeah,
He has a chance to hit the high 800, 900s. But seriously.
yeah. I think last year he came back from injury when Jerome Hughes was killing it.
So why ruin it?
He's coming into a team that's already hot, whereas this year the team hasn't started, and he's never been one to kind of sit back and just let other people do it.
Yeah,
he's the one that stands
Full
up.
steam ahead.
He's ready to go. He's fully fit. I think at that price, he's always been the best 1 or 2 5'8" options. Him and Dylan Brown are kind of fighting for that top spot.
Yeah.
And he's 600K. Dylan Brown is priced at
A lot higher, no?
650, only 50K higher. But I just think the upside for Munster is so much more.
Yeah. He does everything.
Yeah.
He literally is in everything.
Yeah.
Every niggle, every tackle.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of tackle breaks somehow. Runs the ball well.
Yeah.
So I really like Munster.
Yeah.
Hughes. I think he's going to have another great year, but I don't think he'll hit
Nah.
the heights he did last year.
Nah, I can't go him. He's
And
too expensive.
That's nothing to disrespect him.
Yeah.
The year he had last year was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, Stefano Utokomanu, no.
He's an interesting one. New side, but I just
Big
don't
bench.
know his minutes. I
Tui,
don't think he gets
Kamikita,
big minutes. You know?
Lazarus Valupu, 2 forwards, ready to take his spot.
Yeah.
So, Harry Grant, you've spoken about him a lot.
Yeah, I've got him.
High quality hooker.
brought him
you
in.
love your high quality hookers.
Yeah. You pay for what you get, don't you? So, I've got him.
Yep.
I've got him.
We're talking about footy here.
Yeah.
Josh King, old wily vet, will do a job, but not Supercoach relevant.
Nah.
Sean Bloor could be Supercoach relevant,
be.
but never is.
No.
Elias Katoa.
But maybe more so this year playing outside of Munster. If
Now with
Munster
the
can go on a
combination
roll,
there. That's right.
there might be a little bit of value there. I don't know how much he is. I think he's pretty expensive still.
But I'd rather wait and see how they can.
Yeah, he's 534K.
No, thanks.
No, thank you.
Katoa, you know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Holy hell. What a year.
The only thing is he benefited a lot from Jerome Hughes having a great year.
Yeah.
If Jerome Hughes doesn't quite have as good as year, I don't think he does. He's priced at a high 700s. I don't think there's any value there for him, so I wouldn't go there. But if you start with him, he's probably not going to.
He's not going to let you down.
Yeah.
Trent Liero, solid forward, but not Supercoach relevant. Now, the interchange, Tyron Wishart, Alec McDonald, Tui Kamikita, and Lazarus Valepu.
Wishart's an interesting one.
Wishart is a weird price now that he's notable.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
If Munster goes down, if someone goes down, yes.
Yeah.
But
I
until
think
then,
he just had such a good year last year.
Yeah.
Like he's 556K. You could
did he
go.
re-sign? Because the teams are sniffing him.
I don't know, but you can't go anywhere near him at that price.
Now the Eels, I'll let you take the beloved Eels.
Aongi,
He's in.
yeah, starting at fullback. I still don't know about him. I don't really rate him that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he is fucking cheap.
I'm sorry. Any junior that comes from Penrith, I rate.
Yeah.
We've seen it fucking 4 years now.
Yeah, but when they're in the system, right? Like other clubs are signing Penrith juniors and they're not good. Like
He's been in the system long enough, man. 2 years, I think, like 2 premierships.
but they look good because they come
Penrith.
through the system and then they play for the Penrith first grade and they're like, oh, what great talent. But then that's true. Teams sign these players, then they play for another team that are struggling and they don't have the same effect.
I liked what I saw, and I think at the Eels he could become something.
I think he'll be good. I think he's shown enough in the trials that he's going to make plenty of money, but I don't think you should be going expecting him to average 60.
Nah, don't.
I think if you're averaging 45, 50, which he should do, I think that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're getting him expecting him to average.
Yeah, be the part of the season.
Yeah.
Shawnee Russell, solid winger, great finisher of tries. No Moses, no thanks. Will Pensini.
He's always like a solid option, but he's not anything
he's like
special.
a Tomoko.
Yeah, very similar.
He's like the cheaper version of Tomoko.
He's going to get a couple of tackle breaks. He's going to look like he's doing stuff, but he's going to end up with a score of,
True.
39
Hog the ball, get 2 tries.
44. Kind of. That's kind of
Zach Lomax. I don't like him at centre.
No.
It sounds horrible, but I really like him at the wing, and I hate him
tell
at
you
centre.
what, if there's a time where he's going where he goes to the wing when Moses is back, I'm really looking at Moses. We saw in Origin and for Australia that combination is outstanding.
They enjoy each other.
Like if Lomax and Hunt had that combination, the combination with Moses and Lomax, I think, looks so much better, so much more slick. It looks great. But at centre, I don't think he quite has that same appeal.
Yeah. Jake Tungo, again, I don't like enough. I actually thought Mulatalo was better.
Once Addo Carr comes back,
yeah.
I think he's only suspended for another week. So, yeah. No.
I forgot he was suspended.
Yeah. Dylan Brown at 6. I don't mind it. It's a safe option. A lot of talk about Dylan Brown and his career, where he's going to go. He's playing for a contract that's always going to bring out the best of players. So I don't hate the pick.
Get those highlights up.
Yeah, that's it. The YouTube video has been sent around. I quite like the pick. I can't talk anyone out of it. It's kind of out of him and Munster, I think, for your premium option.
We'll see the showdown this weekend.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's beautiful.
I dare say Munster's probably going to get the better of him.
Yeah,
but,
Ronald Volkman.
Not even in the game yet.
The old medical injury question mark man.
Yeah. Strange.
I don't know. I'm not going to. It's scary.
It's recovery.
It's spooky.
Yeah, quite the recovery. But
steer away
look,
from now.
he looked good, but obviously as soon as Moses is back, I don't know what the go with Moses is. It's no one really knows by all reports.
He just signed
the
toe.
It's
contract.
toe.
No, he signed the contract with them.
Yeah, the old tennis elbow.
Maybe he signed it with his toe.
Got a bit toey.
Very toey. Joe Offahengawe, love him as a player, but he'll be in the bin.
Yeah.
He'll be Dax and his teammates getting suspended for a week randomly, apologising to the state. No thanks.
Nah.
Brandon Hands, I think para fans rejoice here. Thank God.
Yeah. Riley Smith on the bench is an interesting one. So you can't really go either of them. They probably, play 45. You just don't know what that minute's going to be like. If one of them can get an 80-minute role, then I'm all over him. I think Riley Smith looked outstanding in the trials. But he's only young. I think he's only like 16, 17. But we'll see.
Yep.
See what happens. Junior Paulo, he's really cheap. He looks...
And he is trimmed
He
down.
looks skinny.
I think he's ready to play some minutes. The bench says otherwise, but I think he's ready to play some minutes.
Well, the bench is a little bit
I
strange.
don't understand your Jack Williams at 11.
Jack Williams at 11. He played at prop in the trials and looked really good. So I thought that's kind of was his role. They were going to play him through that middle rotation. Obviously,
he's an explosive forward.
Yeah,
so get him at the...
and obviously no Campbell Gillard. So I thought Jack Williams was kind of the idea was to turn him into a middle and get him through the middle. But he's starting on an edge.
They must have some faith in him. So let's just see.
Yeah.
Well, it's round 1. Let's not fucking judge. And
Kelma Tuolangi, he holds on to that starting role.
He was good when
I thought he was going to lose it, to be honest, the way he played in that second trial. First trial was outstanding. The second trial he played like shit, but
done enough in the first.
Got
his
first.
KFC in the first.
But yeah, he's maintained that spot. It's really strange, these second row options.
Jermaine Hopgood.
Jermaine Hopgood, yeah. Look, you can't go wrong. He's a great option. Coming back from that injury, I think he plays huge minutes at lock.
I think only Ryan Madison might swap with him.
Yeah,
most. Maybe Charlie, depending on the size of the pack.
Yeah. But it's just...
Yeah.
I don't think I would go... Apart from Kelma Tuolangi, I don't think I'd go near any other of the Eels forwards.
I was thinking Charlie Guyama, but not yet. Not yet.
You just don't know. Like, he could find himself out of the side in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Like, Riley Smith, Matt Doorey, which I don't get, Ryan Madison and Guyama are the bench.
He's been converted into a front rower. He was a back rower,
that?
Matt Doorey. When he first came to the club, he was a back rower. Now
I think he still is, isn't he?
Now he's put some massive size on. He's a big lad now. So, that's their bench. Riley Smith, Matt Dury, Ryan Madison, the most expensive bench player in the world, and Charlie Goma. I think this could be Ryan Madison's last year.
Yeah, I think so.
With the Parramatta Eels.
I still think he's
great player.
I think he's great. I don't know.
At his price anymore.
Yeah.
And your man.
I'd be starting him in the second row, to be
Mr. Buy of
honest.
the Year. Where is he?
Mr. Lane, he's injured.
Does he get back into the squad?
I think he probably finds his way onto the bench, possibly, or maybe he starts. Maybe he goes and Jack Williams drops to the bench.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
I would say that's probably the likelihood of happening, but I don't know. I think he's injured. I think he's done something. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, no Bryce Cartwright either. So I don't know if Bryce Cartwright's injured, but he's not even in the 21. So
has come to an end.
I don't know. all these starting second row options that Brad Arthur had, they're all gone. So who knows? Gone. But yeah, that's the team list.
Sorry for that one. We will be shorter. We're looking to do about 5 minutes each team per week from now on, just so we don't fucking bore you.
Well, it's hard with the round one. You got to kind of get through all the options, and
of course.
People want to know what to do with their team. So,
do you want to look at captains?
Captains,
for those who probably already haven't, if not named Cleary, Hines, or
So a lot of people probably, if you were doing that, you'd probably vice captain them. Anyway, for those that don't know, you probably want to vice captain. The way I go about it, I captain kind of the person who I think is going to score the most points generally.
Yep.
And then vice captain, you always want before that person.
Yep. With you.
Early on in the season, you have a lot of your auto emergency plays. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the flexo, how that affects like the loopholes.
Yep.
So
true.
If you vice captain someone and they score outstandingly well, then you put your captain on a non-playing person. And then you get that vice captain score, and then your lowest score comes into your team.
Yep.
So that's the way. That's why you would vice captain before your captain.
Yep. With you.
But there's also an opportunity. A lot of people do that, and then if a really good captaincy option is in the first game, a lot of people won't go near that because they're the first game. So it's an option to kind of get ahead there. But
I think I've just got to this year go best player for the round against a certain team. Pick. Fucking stick.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to be vice captaining a player after the captain's play. That just makes no sense. But so for the captain, I think Tom Trbojevic is a great option. Obviously, Manly playing at Brookie against.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. I wish I did it, but I went Cleary just because of his track record against the Sharks.
Yeah.
And he wasn't good. He wasn't bad. I'll take the 68.
Yeah.
You've
got Ponga against the Tigers. That's a great shout as well. And then you've got your Melbourne
round
players.
Round one.
If you've got a Pappenhausen, I really do like that this week. I really, really like it.
Yep.
Munster as well.
Yep.
A Jerome Hughes if you've got him. Even you could stick it on a Katoa if you go him, like any of those Melbourne players. Harry Grant, it could be a really safe option.
Yeah.
He tends to always score well
just
against
safety
Parramatta.
Round one.
Yeah.
I want to feel safe.
You want to feel safe.
I'm not going to overreact this year either.
That's especially round one. You can't react
round
well.
Round 1 to 3, it's like figuring out who's who and what's what.
Yeah.
But that's it for me. I like your team. I'm going to beat you. So
don't think so. How's our league going?
We got 59 last I checked.
61.
We're up to 61.
61.
Ooh. Georgia joined.
Yeah, the other
Did you
Georgia.
see the message?
Yeah. No.
She messaged about 25 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
She's like, spewing a missed out. I was like, no, you didn't. Dropped it. So
there you go.
I assume she's in it with her partner.
Nice.
So watch out, Marco.
So our league code 382783. Join that to go into the running for a free NRL jersey.
A chance. You're not getting one just because you're in it. A chance at a free jersey.
Yeah, you don't just get one. It's
we're not buying all 61 of yours. Fucking. Who do you think we are? Donald Trump?
Trumpy.
Talk about some crypto. That's it for me.
Yeah.
Join us.
Join.
It's right there.
You go. But leave in your comments. Obviously, a lot of questions coming into this week.
I'll start posting stories this week.
Yeah,
so people can,
And I think we're going to find out a lot this week. We're going to find out a lot with minutes, rotations, that kind of thing. So we're going to know a lot more next week.
Yeah.
That we can kind of inform you guys about. This week's just kind of a fucking massive rundown on everything. So hopefully you stuck around and you didn't get too bored. But
if not, we understand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, leave any questions down below, and we'll answer them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You got
we
anything
always
else
forget
to
to
add?
do this, but like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, do
we
all
don't
that.
do it enough, but do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does, but do it.
Do it
for us. I don't actually
yeah,
get what an algorithm.
we'll be pretty consistent, uploading every week.
Yep.
I'd
I
say
may
so.
not be here some weeks. We may not be here some weeks, but it'll be up every week.
And if there's more that you want to see, if there's something different, something that we can do better,
Share
let
it
us
with
know. We're all pretty new to, we did it last year, but we didn't really know what we're doing. We still don't know what we're doing. So
I think we're more comfortable.
Yeah.
We're a lot more comfortable. We've figured out who we are.
We've got something.
We're not talking about the same 7 players that every other YouTube channel is. We've got our niche. So, that's us.
Yeah.
The Rough Rigs.
That's it. So,
Join
any
us.
improvements, anything that you want us to do better, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We actually like the feedback.
Yeah.
Call us fat.
Yeah. Well,
Oink at us.
please don't.
Oink at me.
That would be mean.
Anyways, I love you all.
Goodbye.
Bye.